Hello friends, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Rasayan Setu. So friends, in today's video, we are going to discuss previous year questions of physical spectroscopy and term symbols which was asked in CSIR NET June 2017 exam. Okay, so let's start. Now see, this is your first question and it says for the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, two of the possible term symbols are 1s and 3p. The remaining term is, and we have four options. Okay, so friends, we have electronic configuration and according to this electronic configuration we have two term symbol, that is 1s and 3p, and we must find the remaining term symbol out of these four options. Okay, and this question is asked for 2 marks. So let's do the solution of this question. Now see friends, first of all, you know the formula of number of microstates. Okay, so we have a formula for finding number of microstates, that is, the formula states that n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. Okay, this is a general formula for finding number of microstates. Okay, where n is equals to maximum number of electrons present in orbital, maximum number of electrons present in orbital. Okay, and r is equals to given electrons. Okay, now when you see in your question number of we must find the number of microstate for p4. Okay, we have a electronic configuration that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Okay, so we must find the electronic configuration for this p4. So for number of microstates for p4 is given by C. Here n, that is maximum number of electrons. So maximum number of electrons present in p orbitals are 6. Okay, so this is 6 factorial upon r is given electrons, so it is p4, so it means it has 4 factorial multiplied by n minus r. N is 6 and r is 4, so it is 2 factorial. Okay, so 6 factorial is equals to 6 into 4 5 into 4 factorial upon 4 factorial into 2 factorial. Okay, so this 4 factorial will be cancelled by this 4 factorial, and this will be 30 upon 2 factorial is 2. So total number of microstates for this p4 electronic configuration will be 15. Okay, now friends, this is total number of microstates for p4 electronic configuration. Now in term symbols we have a general formula. It is stated at 2s plus 1 l j. This is a general formula for term symbols. Okay, and in this formula the 2s plus 1 into l is known as term. This is known as term. 2s plus 1 into l is known as term. Okay, and you know very well that total number of microstates will consist of all terms which will present which is for your electronic configuration. Okay, let me explain what was I want to say. That first of all, we know that this is the formula for finding your term symbol. Okay, this will be found out when you have value of s, l and j. Okay, but when you have value of s and l, then we have a formula for finding microstates. First of all, we must find formula for we have a formula for finding microstates on the basis of your number of electrons or on the basis of your electronic configuration, understand? But we have another formula which is based on the value of s and l from which we find the microstate. Okay, so formula for finding microstate, formula for microstates from term. Okay, so what is the general formula? It states that 2s plus 1 into 2l plus 1. This is a formula for finding microstates from terms. Okay, so total number of microstates will be equal to your sum of all terms for this electronic configuration. Okay, now in our question we have two terms, that is 1s and 3p, and we must find the third term which is related to your this electronic configuration. Okay, so first of all we have a 1s term. So for 1s term, see, the number of microstates for 1s term will be, see, the 2s plus 1 is equals to, here the value of 2s plus 1 is 1. Okay, and the value of 2l plus 1 will be, see, the L for S is 0, so 2 multiplied by 0 is 0, so this will be 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. So 1 microstate are related to your 1s term. Okay, now another one is 3p, which is also provided in your question. Okay, so for 3p the value of 2s plus 1 is 3, this will be 2s plus 1, and 2l plus 1 is equals to, we know that the value of L for p is 1. Okay, so 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, so 2 plus 1 3, so 3, so 3 multiplied 3 is 9. So 9 microstates out of 15 are related to your 3p term. Okay, so 1 microstate out of 15 related to your 1s, 9 microstate out of 15 related to your 3p. Okay, so this will be total 10 microstates. So we have left microstates are 5. Okay, so remaining microstates are 5. Remaining microstates are 5. So it means your remaining term will be related to this 5. So now check all the options. Okay, so when you carefully observe all options, you see that option number 1, that is 1D. Okay, so when you find microstate for 1D electronic configuration, see, for 1D electronic configuration the value of 2s plus 1 will be 1, and the value of 2s plus 1 will be, the L for D is 2. Okay, so 2 into 2 is 4, and 4 plus 1 5, so so it will be 5 microstate. Okay, so 5 microstate out of 15 related to your 1D, 9 microstate out of 50 related to a 3p, and 1 microstate out of 50 related to 1s. So your third term will be 1d. Okay, that is your option number 1. I hope you understand it. Okay, so option number 1 is the correct answer of this question. See once again the whole solution. You can just find the total number of microstate, and out of this total number of microstate it will be divided into different terms. Okay, for example in this question we have total 15 microstates, out of which 1 microstate related to 1s, 9 microstate related to 3p, and 5 microstate related to 1d. Okay, now we move towards our next question, and see, it says the V is equals to 0 to 1 vibration rotation spectrum of a diatomic molecule exhibits transitions for R R0, R1, P1 and P2 lines at 2242, 2254, 2216 and 2203 cm inverse respectively. For this data, we can conclude that the molecule, and we have 4 options, that is has rigid rotation and harmonic vibration, has anharmonic vibration, has rotational vibrational interaction, or is affected by nuclear spin statistics. Okay, so friends, we have a 4 signal for vibration. V is equals to 0 to V is equals to 1, that is vibration rotation spectrum, and out of this data we must find that which option is correct out of these 4 choices. Okay, and this question is asked for 2 marks. So let's do the solution of this question. Now see friends, when you observe your question, it has P lines and R lines. Okay, the R lines at 2242 and 2254 centimeter inverse, and P lines at 2216 and 2203 centimeter inverse. So friends, due to vibrational rotational interaction, P and R lines are obtained in your spectrum. Okay, only vibrational rotation spectrum or vibrational rotational interaction are present in molecule, then we have a P and R lines in our spectrum. Okay, so we write here that due to vibrational rotational interaction P and R lines are obtained. P and R lines are obtained. Okay, and molecule behaves as diatomic vibrating rotor. And the energy of this diatomic vibrating rotor will be given by C. The formula is B into J plus 1 plus V plus half omega E minus V plus half square omega E XC. This is a formula for finding energy gap between energy levels, vibrational, rotational energy levels for vibrational, rotational interaction. Okay, so in this formula we have omega E is equals to fundamental energy. This is known as fundamental energy. Okay, this is a fundamental energy, and Xe is n-harmonicity constant. N-harmonicity constant. Okay, so P and R lines obtained due to rotational vibrational interaction. That is your option number 3. See in the corner, friends. Option number 3 is the correct answer, that states that has rotational vibrational interaction. And when you carefully observe the question, it is P and R lines, and we know very well that only rotational vibrational spectrum consists P and R lines in their spectrum. So option number 3 is the correct answer. I hope you understand it. Okay, so now we move towards our next question, and see, it says the first excited state 2p half of fluorine lies at an energy of 400 centimeter inverse above the ground state, that is 2p 3/2. The fraction of fluorine atoms in the first excited state at Kb into T is equals to 420 centimeter inverse is closest to, and we have 4 options. Okay, so and this question is asked for 4 marks, so we must find the fraction of fluorine atoms in the first excited state, and we have about data. Okay, so let's do the solution of this question, friends. This question is asked for 4 marks, that is from part C. Okay, now we have a fluorine atom. Now first of all, we know the electronic configuration of fluorine atom is 1s2 2s2 2p5. Okay, now this p5 electronic configuration is of that type. See, one, two, three, 4 and 5. Okay, this is a p5 electronic configuration. Now we have a 2 energy state. Okay, now first of all, friends, we have a first excited state, that is 2p1/2. Okay, and we have a ground state, that is 2p3/2. Now this is a term symbols for first excited state and ground state, and the this is the expression of term symbol 2s plus 1 Lj. Okay, so it means in these term symbols the 2 is 2s plus 1 value, and this is the j value. The j value for first excited state is 1/2, and j value for ground state is 3/2. Okay, now according to our question, it states that the first excited state of fluorine lies at an energy of 400 centimeter inverse above the ground state. Okay, so this first excited state, this is a first excited state, lies at an energy of 400 centimeter above the ground state. 400 centimeter above the ground state. Okay, this is the ground state, so this, it means this energy gap will be 400 centimeter inverse. This is the energy gap, okay, between your ground state and excited state according to your question. Now we have a j values. Okay, j is a rotational quantum number. Okay, so j value for ground state will be 3/2. Okay, according to our question, and j value for excited state is 1/2. Okay, the j value for ground state is 3/2 and j value for excited state is 1/2. Now first of all we must find the value of g, that is degeneracy of rotational energy levels. G is equals to degeneracy of rotational energy levels. Okay, and the formula for finding G is 2 into J plus 1. Okay, this is a formula for G. This is the energy gap between your rotational energy levels and the value of J. So G for ground state is, so G is 2 into 3/2 plus 1. So 2 into 3/2 plus 1 is equal to 4. And G for excited state, that is 2 into 1/2 plus 1, that is 2. 2 into 1/2 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have a degeneracy of rotational. So degeneracy of ground state is 4 and degeneracy of excited state is 2. Okay, now friends, we know the relation between intensity of spectral line and relative population of energy level. And what is the relation? The relation states that your relative intensity of spectral line is directly proportional to your relative population of energy levels. Okay, now the relative intensity of spectral lines is directly proportional to a relative population of energy levels. Okay, understand? Okay, it means this is I and this is N J upon N naught. This is a relative population of energy level. This is the population of excited level, that is J, related to your J, that is 1, 2 or another, and N naught is the relative population of your ground state. Okay, this is the general formula. Now after that what we do? After that we use the probability in according to Boltzmann. Okay, so according to Boltzmann, the probability that a randomly sampled particle will be found to be in state J is given by your formula for probability. So according to Boltzmann, the probability that a randomly sample particle will be found to be in state J is given by probability, that is P, at energy E is equals to J. The formula stated e to the power minus E J upon KB into T upon summation of J e to the power minus E J upon KB into T. This is a formula. Okay. This is a probability formula for finding any particle in any state or in any rotation, any related to J level. Okay, J is your rotational quantum number. Here J represent all the quantum numbers possible for the states that exhibit the energy, that is EJ. We say once again that J represent all the quantum numbers possible for the states that exhibit the energy, that is EJ. Okay, now we must find, now what we find according to our question. So we must find fraction of molecule in the first excited state, in the first excited state. So it means we must find the probability of fluorine atoms. Probability of fluorine atoms that are present in first excited state. Okay, that are present in first excited state. Understand, friends? We must find the probability of these fluorine atoms. Okay, so it means the Nj upon N naught, this is the fraction of molecule, okay, is equals to probability. And we know the formula of this Nj upon or relative population of energy level is given by G into e to the power minus Ej upon Kb into T. Okay, so the probability is known as G at J into e to the power minus delta E upon Kb upon T upon G naught. Okay, into e to the power, the new denominator state the summation of the formula of probability is summation of e to the power minus Ej upon Kb into T. Okay, so summation is for your ground energy level and excited energy level. So for ground energy level, this is e to the power minus delta E upon Kb into T plus G J e to the power minus delta E upon Kb into T. Okay, understand? Okay, now we solved it. Nj upon N naught is equals to G into J e to the power minus delta E upon Kb into T upon, this will be common, that is G naught plus G into J, Gj e to the power minus delta E upon Kb into T. Okay, so the degeneration of first excited level is, first excited state we find, that is 2. This is 2. So 2 into e to the power minus delta E upon Kb into T upon the degeneration of ground state is 4 plus 2 into e to the power minus delta E upon Kb upon T. Now friends, in our question we have an energy gap, that is delta E. This will be 400 centimeter inverse according to our question, and the value of Kb into T also gives us in our question, that is 420 centimeter inverse. So let's put the value in this equation. So Nj upon N naught is equals to 2 into e to the power minus delta E, that is 400 upon 420 upon, this is 4 plus 2 into e to the power minus 400 upon 420. Now let's solve it. This will be common. So 1 by When you solve it, 2 into e to the power minus 400 upon 420. This is 1 by 2 into e to the power 400 upon 420, and this will be equal to 1 by 1 plus 2, which is your option number 4. When you solve it, this will be gives 1 by 1 plus 2e. Okay, so this is the relative population of fluorine atoms or fraction of molecules of fluorine that are present in first excited state. Okay, see once again, this is a typical question, friends, and it will be I hope you understand it. Okay, so let's move towards our next question. And see, it says, for a certain magnetic field strength, a free proton spin transition occurs at 700 megahertz. Keeping the magnetic field strength constant, the 14N nucleus will resonate at, and we have a G values of phosphorus, a G value of proton, okay, that is 5.6, and G value of 14 nitrogen, that is 0.4, and we have 4 options. So we must find the resonating frequency of 14 and nucleus. Okay, and we have a certain data in this question, and this question is asked for 4 marks. So let's do the solution of this question, friends. Now again, friends, it is a very simple question, friends, and for solving this question we must find the relationship between we must know the relationship between resonating frequency and the G value. Okay, so first of all, we have a formula of resonating frequency, that is omega, which is equals to gamma b naught. Okay, and the value of gamma is equals to E upon 2m into G. So it means the value of gamma, omega is equals to E upon 2m into G into b naught. So from this equation we get the relationship between omega, that is resonating frequency, in G, that is omega is directly proportional to your G value. This is G and this is omega. This is resonating frequency and this is G value. Okay, and according to your question you must find this resonating frequency for 14N nucleus, and we will have the resonating frequency of proton and the G values of proton and 14N nucleus. Okay, so it means the value of resonating frequency, the ratio of resonating frequency of proton and 14N will be equal to G value of proton upon G value of nitrogen. Okay, so resonating frequency of nitrogen will be equal to resonating frequency of proton into G value of nitrogen upon G value of proton. Okay, so the resonating frequency for nitrogen is equals to resonating frequency of proton is 700 megahertz and G value of nitrogen is 0.4 upon the resonating frequency, the G value of proton is 5.6. Okay, so this will be cancelled out by 14 times. 0.4 into 14, that is 5.6, and this 14 cancel, and this 700 will be cancelled out 50 times by this 14. So this will be 50 megahertz. So the resonating frequency of 14N will be 50 megahertz. Understand? Okay, so this is your option number 4. Understand? So option number 4 is the correct answer for this question. This is on general formula based question, friends. You must know the relationship between resonating frequency and G value. Understand? Okay, now we move towards our next question, and see, it says the first electronic absorption band maximum of a polar and relatively rigid aromatic molecule appears at 310 nanometer, but its fluorescence maximum in acetonitrile solution appears with a large Stokes shift at 450 nanometer. The most likely reason for this Stokes shift is, and we have 4 options. Okay, and this question is coming for 4 marks. So friends, let's do the solution of this question. Now see, friends, in this question we must find the reason for Stokes shift. So reason for Stokes shift. So friends, first of all, this Stokes shift or anti-Stokes shift will be seen in your Raman spectrum. Okay. A Raman spectrum will be shown by those molecules which have permanent dipole moment. You know very well. Those molecules which have permanent dipole moment will show Raman spectrum. Okay. And when the change of dipole moment of these molecules occur, we observe the Stokes shift and anti-Stokes shift. Simply, this is the concept. When the change occurs in the dipole moment of that of the molecule, the Stokes shift or anti-Stokes shift will be observed in their spectrum. Okay, so Stokes shift arise because of change in dipole moment. Stokes shift arise because of change in dipole moment. Okay, because of change in dipole moment. So this will be your option number second. See in the corner, option number second say that increase in dipole moment of the molecule in excited state, because in this option we change the dipole moment. Okay, so option number second is the correct answer for this question, because it relate with Stokes shift, anti-Stokes shift, and Stokes or anti-Stokes shift in clearly seen in your Raman spectrum of any molecule, and Raman spectrum is directly related to your dipole moment of any molecule. So when the dipole moment change in any molecule, its spectrum will show Stokes shift or anti-Stokes shift. Understand? Okay. सो फ्रेंड्स, ये थे आपके कुछ क्वेश्चन जो जून 2017 में टर्म सिंबल्स एंड फिजिकल स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी टॉपिक से पूछे गए थे. आई होप आपको समझ आए होंगे. फिर भी किसी भी तरह की डिफिकल्टी आती है तो कमेंट सेक्शन में आगे ज़रूर पूछिए. सो थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग.